Next match of the day, best of 5 between FAB and SoaR. This is the Halo World Championships, $1 million on the line. Over to the commentary team, we got Gaskin and Walshy.
Yep, on the desk here with one of the best Halo players of all time, and Dave, you're here as well. It's nice that you've joined me here. We've got FAB, and we have, of course, SoaR Gaming. Real big opportunity for FAB just to show what they're made of here. I'm thinking it might be a little bit of a blowout, but how do you feel about this game?
I'm personally thinking it's going to be a blowout. I mean, this is the best European roster we have ever seen in the history of Halo. So FAB are just going to have to come out swinging. I feel like this is their tournament if they're going to do something. Whereas SoaR, like you said, a lot of people don't know as much about this Latin American squad.
Well, we do see early overshield control here for Jimbo, and they are going to get control of this pit as well. It looks like no contestant coming through from anyone from SoaR. As I say that, here they come raining down, and seeing heavy bullets can come through, but kills coming now from FAB. They will get control of pit and start putting points on the board. Jimbo does fall to some grenades, and that's actually 3 down from FAB now. So SoaR trying to get a little bit of control, but Mose is stopping them there in the pit, saying you're not having it that easily. And now off spawn, here come FAB to try and stop any SoaR members getting that pit.
I like this play by Munoz. Just stands on the side ledge, trying to capture over at red base, eventually taken down, but Drift is there to clean it up and finish off that capture. Once again, triple cap for SoaR Gaming.
Here we go. Total control for SoaR Gaming. We do see one coming back through from FAB now, but can they hold this? How well can they stop these European powerhouses from gaining or regaining control of this map? There are several members of FAB going down. They seem to have been caught slightly off guard here by SoaR Gaming. They have come out hot. They're here to play, and FAB off spawn are getting taken out one by one.
I mean, all we talked about when we were on the analyst desk in pregame show was how good this European roster is. We were all sleeping on the SoaR game. Who knows if SoaR Gaming is the real deal or if they're getting off to a hot start, but SoaR Gaming is looking like they can hang with this top European squad.
Yeah, SoaR Gaming at the moment just soaring through the sky. They are not letting FAB let up here at all, and that's total control once again. Munoz just taking on that blue base there, and now it's just going to move over to pit as well. Red base does go back to FAB, but they still can't get control of this pit, so nice early control from SoaR. And FAB, they're just trying to break through here, there, and everywhere, but they can't find anything.
And what I'm noticing is every single time we see a SoaR Gaming player challenge, they're winning those fights, as we saw Munoz end up winning that last AR battle. The other thing I'm noticing is that as soon as SoaR gets 2 strongholds under control, they decide to just go for the trip cap or trade a capture. Rather than playing defensively, they're constantly on the offensive.
Finally, FAB are able to regain control of pit now. They need to really start pressing and trying to get back in this game. Perhaps they've underestimated their opponent ever so slightly, so they weren't hot off the blocks. But now as we get into the middle of this game, can FAB start to regain any control? But Drift is going to say no as he puts bullets into Respectful's eyes, and they gain control. They're just trying to get this pit here. They're pushing through, but at the moment, FAB are doing well off spawn to just keep bombarding here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah, and this is one of the first times that we've seen SoaR kind of on the back foot. The rest of this match, they've been on the offensive. They've had control of 2 or 3 of the strongholds and got to dictate the pace of the game. But now we see that in the hands of FAB as they are going for their first trip cap of the game. But once again, SoaR, look at that all the way over at red base, just trading captures even when they don't have the majority captured.
Yeah, SoaR doing well to make sure they have 1 stronghold at least, not allow FAB to kind of get back into this game too easily. We did see a triple kill coming out of Jimbo, and it almost was followed by a triple cap. And now we can start to see FAB controlling this game as Respectful just running around here by Van. Can he get this assault rifle kill? No, he can't. He does go down, but thankfully, 2Foxy was there to respond.
Yeah, 2Foxy and Respectful just running around as a pack outside. Even if one gets taken down, the other is there. Even Mose trying to go for the capture at red. Seems like they're just throwing every body they have over at red base.
Yeah, we are seeing kills coming through now. Nice work from Drift as well, just planting the grenade under Respectful's feet, taking him down. Red base is going to go in favor of FAB, so they will still keep control. But SoaR at the moment just moving back and forth between blue and red. Pit is so close to be taken. Can we get the reset coming out through? Yes, we will. So Respectful just in time to stop that one.
One thing I noticed in that kill feed is there were 3 melee kills back to back to back. And you know that's pretty much a fight in pit as players are desperately diving in there and willing to trade, especially when they have control of pit.
And how often does that happen as well? You just see this contestation in pit where everyone's diving in here, there, and everywhere, and it's just so scrappy. But really, FAB need to take the scrappy element out of this game. They really need to take control now, show that they're boss. They've allowed SoaR to get into the start of the game, but finally, we do see now sheer control coming out from FAB.
Well, that's one of the things about your team. When you have control of pit, for example, when FAB had control of pit, it's a low-risk, high-reward play when you jump in there. there, because at worst case, you're contesting. At best case, you can get a damage and a trade with that player. And even if you can just stop that time, it's so important, because generally, when you're playing defensive on pit, you can just chuck grenades. Like I said, just go for trade kills, and things can go in your favor.
And this is the interesting point now for SoaR. Now they're behind. There was total control for FAB. They managed to retake one base. Can they get back into this game? This is what separates the men from the boys, being able to take these decisions and say, look, we all need to push together. We need to either go for that blue base or go for that pit. At the moment, they're playing into FAB's hands because they're pushing in one by one and being taken out easily.
Yeah, FAB are just playing this so well. I think they've kind of caught on a little bit to how SoaR have been playing as they've been watching their own red base. However, Bullet trying to go for pit. This is a tough situation as we have 3 members of FAB collapsing on the pit and just taking them out one by one.
Okay, here we go. Pit now back in control. Wow, will FAB respond? Well, there's a nice melee coming out from Moze there. He's going to now try and push and get round with his team. Respectful also gets a frag as well. So now they can push and try and take this pit. Off spawn, what are SoaR going to do? Can anyone get here to stop it? No. Fantastic from FAB to instantly respond, and they get back scoring points here.
And one of the reasons that it was so easy to take back pit in that situation is Moze did a great heads-up play. He realized that SoaR are super aggressive, and instead of just trying to go out and get control of the map or get control of pit, he sat back at red base, let a player come in, win that one-on-one, and then pushed out in a 4v3 scenario with the rest of his team.
Pit does get taken, but Foxy gets a double. Goes for the triple! Finds him with the ground pound. Munoz, goodbye, my friend. That is going to be a nice, easy triple for Foxy. Now the rest of his team can come and take Pit. Absolutely huge from him, and they're nearly racked up to about 80 points. So they're close to closing this game out. Are they going to be able to put this one to bed, though, Dave?
And what a chase by Foxy, and I agree. I think, yes, they can close this game out. I was very concerned at the start, though, because it's one of those situations where we see all the members of SoaR win their 1v1s. They're out-rotating FAB, but FAB is showing kind of that veteran leadership. They decide just to slow it down, play their game, and eventually they've been outslain towards the end of this, 55-44 kills.
Speaking of veteran, I mean, Foxy here with the camouflage as well. He knows exactly where to be on the map. What do you think was going wrong at the start of this game? Do you think it was just a case of underestimating their opponents?
Well, one of my old teammates, Shockwave, explained it best. He basically said the first couple minutes of a game are the most chaotic. Whether you're talking about a match in Halo or the first couple minutes of a March Madness NBA or basketball game. It's one of those things where these players are getting their jitters out. They're going for shots maybe they shouldn't go for, and they're just trying to get in the pace of the game. And so it's one of those things that I think SoaR just got the better of FAB the whole time. They kept out-rotating. They kept winning their 1v1s, which is crucial. Those add up over time.
Well, it was a slow start, but FAB do come back into it and close game 1, and we'll start the series off strong. I think you're right, Dave. A little bit of jitters perhaps early on and just maybe underestimating their opposition. But big triple kill coming out from Foxy, which was huge for them. Let's see if we can take a look at the statistics here as well. 17 kills coming out from Jimbo. Obviously the newest addition to FAB. He was the man who replaced Kimbo after full season, and the fact that he's come in and he's able to do that is huge. What just went wrong for SoaR, though? Because, I mean, early on they were looking great, and I was thinking, okay, we've underestimated this side, maybe they're going to make a statement here, and then suddenly FAB just gained control once again.
Well, when things are going your way, if you're a top Halo team, that's the times where it's easiest to succeed. Yep. It's one of those things where, like, all right, you have control, you have numbers, you have like a 4-on-3 or 4-on-2 advantage, you push through, and a lot of double teams and teamwork just naturally occurs as your clone war players are out. However, when you're on the back foot, that's where we see these top teams thrive, and the reason they're here at the Halo World Championship is because they know how to organize in situations where they have fewer members on the map. They know how just to sit together, pick off kills in disadvantageous situations. So I feel like there's a lot of times where SoaR would just run around and win those 1v1s, and when you're winning your 1v1s, when you have numbers on the map, things are going to go your way.
Yeah, I think it showed a lot, actually, from FAB, the fact that even though they went behind early on, they didn't crumble. They could have crumbled, then this moment was huge, that triple coming out from Foxy.
And the other point I want to point out is when we're talking about SoaR and winning those fights, we kept talking about how they're winning their 1v1s. That's the key word, though, is they were forcing themselves in 1v1 situations, even when they had numbers on the map.
Yeah, definitely. They just needed to... I think the thing with SoaR is they got a little bit excited about that early lead as well. and they needed to just calm themselves down and start pushing together a little bit more. We saw towards the end they were just pushing one by one, trying to take those individual battles as they were earlier on, but FAB had already copped it. They were like, oh, so this is how they're going to play the game.
Oh,
okay.
So that's the way you're going to play it.
That's the way you're going to do it. We'll happily do that. There's players, I mean, you've got some of the best European players, some of the best we've ever seen. Their shots are on absolute fire, so you do not want to go up into too many 1v1s first.
Yeah, specifically Moze. I remember one of my very first games I was playing of Halo 5 after the game released. Yeah. I was streaming, played against some random person online, name was Moze. I was like, oh wow, like he just carried me in this Team Slayer game, and I called out on stream, I was like, this kid is really good. Even though he doesn't have a mic, even though he wasn't calling out, I was like, this kid is good, and I remember seeing him start to make waves in the European circuit.
Yeah, I think Moze was one of the reasons why I retired from Halo 5, actually. Just early on, just getting slapped around in matchmaking by these guys, and here they are at the World Championships 2017. Are they going to be able to push on? We've got Slayer Eden as game number 2, Dave. How do you see this one panning out?
Man, well, we talked about how SoaR had some success at the beginning of that game when things are chaotic and they're winning their 1v1s. Whereas Eden, you can only have things be so chaotic and so fast for short periods of time. You might be able to string together 4 or 5 kills, but it is very easy to slow down the game just to hide into red or blue base or security. And at that point, you can't really continue to charge and press that advantage. So I feel like that has to favor FAB.
And we saw so much power-up control coming out from FAB in the last game. I wonder whether we're going to see more of the same. Are they going to control these power weapons as we move on into Eden Slayer now? Can FAB continue their dominance, or will we see a surprise coming from SoaR?
Well, we saw a surprise at the beginning of the game, but this time not looking so good. Actually, as Rockets get taken down, that is 3 members down for FAB. But Moze is there to answer with the reversal and great light rifle shots. Looks like they're going to be able to acquire those Spanker rockets, so we'll switch on over to Jimbo, the man with some great rockets and some great eyebrow action anytime he gets a great kill.
Yeah, definitely does raise that one eyebrow. But Moze, the cleanup squad coming in, absolutely huge. He picked up those kills to secure those rockets. Otherwise, perhaps that would have allowed SoaR to kind of make a little bit of a gap in these kills, but it is just going to be a 4-3 advantage at the moment for SoaR. FAB playing this one slow. They've got rocket control. They don't need to throw anything away, but on the other side, we do see the sniper rifle in the hands of that SoaR here, trying to reposition himself, see if he can find an angle, and I'm surprised at how slow this has already become.
Yeah, just shows a lot of patience from both these squads, and in theory, the team that has sniper during the slow period of time is favored. You have so many more opportunities and angles across the map where you can get picks, and also take up more map control, because anyone who is putting themselves in a risky situation is at risk to get their face ripped off or get body shotted like Atso did right there to Moze.
Yeah, you've got to be hitting your shots, and he was able to just fire one into the belly button there. And they still have this 1-kill lead. It has slowed down. Perhaps FAB are going to start to speed things up. They might get a little bit frustrated if this slows down too much, but I think SoaR will be more than happy for this to be slow whilst they do have control of the sniper rifle. Atso just still repositioning himself here, there, and everywhere, trying to find a position, trying to stop FAB from being able to push out. We do see new rockets coming up soon.
Yeah, new rockets, and I believe Jimbo still has control of old rockets, so that's a reason that we're not seeing every member of SoaR just flying out towards that outside area. This is also surprising, though. We don't see absolute map control from SoaR, even though they've been picking up those kills the past 45 seconds.
Well, it's because FAB just seem to be like kind of moving around the map just to avoid the sniper rifle, and SoaR are trying to respond to that by moving themselves and repositioning themselves. They're not dominating, as you say. They're more than happy to sit back and just go trade for trade at the moment. As Munoz is just going to push around, and he'll actually find the sniper rifle. Doesn't survive those shots coming across the map from Foxy. Absolutely huge from him. Sniper is just going to trade hands. Everyone from SoaR is going to try and take it, but it looks like Bullet is going to be aggressively pushed here. Respectful takes him down, and he should get a sniper rifle as a reward.
Great plays by FAB. They did not have the sniper during those standoff situations, but able to pick off a couple kills and then press that advantage instantly. As soon as that sniper was down, you saw how many players collapsed over on that blue catwalk. Now they have control of rockets, and I believe they have sniper.
Yeah, they've got all the toys. What are they going to do with it is the real question, though. Jimbo's going to get aggressive. He just finds Drift here. And now he looks for a second. Can he find any more? No, he's going to be backed off. But Jimbo playing this smart, reloading when he needs to, and he's got support from his teammates as well. I want to know what these FAB-E players are saying in this situation. They've got a little bit of lead. They were behind. Let's go into a listening.
Around the cage, watch your door, last guy's door behind you, last guy's door behind you. Door behind you, last guy.
Drift one shot in tower.
Trust me, is that your door?
I've
got snipe, he needed it to me.
Oh, wait, you have snipe? Okay, sweet. Okay, I'm playing gold camo, I'm playing gold camo by myself.
I'm
trying to get a breathe, they're going to be outside. Outside and blue.
Is it on you? It's on you.
Two red bend. I'm coming outside.
It's on, we can watch out.
I'll get a kill in a second.
I get beat down.
I got him. I got red. They're in red.
Last two are inside red. Last two inside red.
Get the blue.
You should be good to go to blue.
In red, weak one guy. Rockets.
I'm gonna go outside. I'm going outside.
Maybe top tower.
Just check your corners. Check your corners.
Maybe top cut. Maybe top cut.
Oh, we're in there.
I'm in top blue sneaky.
Then on here. 15.
Wide peeking most.
He's got a Hydra on your back, bro.
We got one.
Most weight.
Someone out.
He's in.
Watch out turbine.
Nice. Two shots. Turbine. One shot. No one here.
I'm coming down.
Absolute. Nice. I got rockets.
Nice.
Where do you want to go? Red? Barry, you
I got high rockets.
I'll go in blue with these rockets, guys. I'll go blue. I'll go blue with these rockets. I'll come blue.
We're all coming back to blue. We're all coming back.
Alright, I'm gonna go blue out these houses.
In red now, red plat.
Barry, I'm gonna make
I'm looking red straight.
Wait for a kill.
Just literally wait for a kill.
Do you literally want to play slow or do you want to play
Yeah,
slow?
just wait.
I have rockets tower.
Two just gone outside.
They're rough and red.
Jim, be careful.
Jim, you good?
I got rockets.
stare
I can cover
outside
this, I haven't got top cap.
On the bend now, one guy.
It's one definitely tower, I can hear.
Literally.
Just
Scan tower. Yeah, dark tower. I saw him chip. There's probably gonna be two people there.
Okay, got one.
Yeah, sure.
Nice. There's probably gonna be another guy.
We can wait again.
Yeah, just wait, man. We don't have to do anything. Got everything, so I
Okay,
got.
he's on no cam. He's on cam as well.
Come in. Look at these kids doing.
He's still there.
Yeah, just check the corner.
Reckon he's still there?
Just gonna wait.
Don't know.
Red nest. No way.
Still there.
Yeah.
He's on the hop up, you know, to cat hop up.
One's all the west. I'm one shot. They might push me.
I should have done what you fucking done. I got challenged.
Hold the pressure.
Okay, pit, pillars.
Pit. I got him.
Nice. I'm in.
Good communication coming out from FAB there. It did slow down a little bit, but there is now a 10-kill lead for FAB here. SoaR were just backing off, and they don't want to be pushing into those rockets and the sniper rifle.
Yeah, and one thing that's surprising there was 2 Foxy's challenge from blue plat all the way towards red. You notice that it was a fight he did not have to challenge. Clearly he's feeling good and felt like he could hit that headshot, but those are those small mistakes that these teams at the Halo World Championship are going to take advantage of. If not this match, absolutely in later matches.
Yeah, he was maybe slightly overconfident. We just see him missing a few shots with that sniper rifle as well. Needs to be hitting those later, perhaps against some of the better North American teams. He might get away with it now against SoaR, but certainly will be punished for it if that happens again. There is still a nice, comfortable lead for FAB here. This is going to be difficult for SoaR to get back into, but what would you do if you're in SoaR's shoes? How do you get back into this game?
Well, SoaR has been in this position where they've had control of power weapons. The game slows down, and they're not able to accumulate those kills, so I'm almost wondering if speed is their game plan. Like, do they get a couple kills and just try to create it chaotic? But that doesn't seem like a very good game plan overall as far as being like, all right, make things fast and chaotic. Like, you think these top teams at the world, at the Halo World Championship should be kind of slowing things down, making the pushes that they want to make.
Well, we do see Foxy getting a new sniper rifle, but he's taken down. And on the kill feed at the moment, I'm just seeing Mose running riot and taking everything in his path. He's like an absolute bulldozer at the moment. Just 15 kills required now for FAB to take this second game. Respectful's got some rockets as well, but continue now. FAB, they're just slowing this down. They don't really want to push out and get aggressive. It's nice, patient play from them, actually.
And one thing I just noticed is that Jimbo actually picked up that sniper, dropped it again for 2 Foxy. Is he kind of the determined sniper here on FAB, and why?
Yeah, I think out of the 4 players, Foxy's the most confident with a sniper rifle, and I think that's because everyone else on FAB are just more than happy to use any sort of rifle, any sort of pistol. Foxy can also do that as well, but he is the best with a sniper rifle in his hands. And okay, he's not been playing great with it. He's hit a few shots, but there we go. One into the toes of Drift as he takes him down, and just 11 kills needed. Still, sheer control coming out from FAB. SoaR, they're trying to get back into it. They're pushing around in 2s. They're doing everything right, but I feel that maybe the difference is too much already.
Yeah, it's tough, especially, you know, we could have a different conversation if all the weapons were in SoaR's hands and we saw FAB just back down into a base, but it's quite the opposite. In fact, FAB has superior positioning. They have more weapons, and look at those shots from 2 Foxy. Getting one for the melee, almost getting the double kill, but eventually taken down.
It's just confidence now coming in. They just want to finish this one off. They said, we're bored of waiting. Let's just get in the face. Just 6 kills remaining, and they are all pushing in. They are gunning for these SoaR players as Mose picks up another one with a grenade onto Bullet, and now 5 kills left. He's just going to take control of this catwalk and move over. They are hunting for these SoaR players. They're not playing this slow anymore. New rockets coming up as well. This should be the end of the game.
Now, on one hand, I respect that confidence, as we saw a player like 2 Foxy going for that double kill, going for like those snipe shots and going for the melee. However, at the same time, those are mistakes that are going to be punished even further in their later matches. Like, they're not going to be able to do that against straight ripping and be able to get control of that sniper back immediately.
I guess do it now and get it out of your system. But speaking of getting out of the system, that's going to be the second game for FAB. Nice and easy. We saw a triple kill at the end from Jimbo with the rockets as well. It's going to be tough to take for SoaR Gaming, but I guess what else did we expect? Do you think that they'll be able to push on and maybe get back into this series, or are their heads going to drop here?
I mean, this is the best North American roster we have ever seen. Or sorry, European roster we have ever seen. So I find it tough to believe that we're going to see SoaR be able to come back in the situation, especially after how they start off hot and they haven't been able to get it back later.
Mo's 15 kills and Respectful 13 as well. Mo's and Respectful, an absolute duo in the European scene. Missed out on Worlds last year when they failed to qualify, but they are back and they are here to make a statement.
Yeah, and one thing that's most impressive too about Moses' stats there is he was not the player with the rockets or the player with the sniper. He was the one doing a lot of the dirty work, securing the perimeter, making sure that players like 2Foxy had some breathing room. Very rarely did we ever see 2Foxy get snuck up on with that sniper, and that's because of Mose. The few times that we did see 2Foxy in a precarious situation is because he pushed up there himself.
Yeah, definitely. Mose was kind of the cleanup crew for that game, which he is similar. I'd like to compare him to Pistola, perhaps, that if you just let Mose play like free-for-all almost, he just roams around and he'll finish everything that everyone else puts bullets into. It's a very scary game to play against him, and he had a lot of stick, Mose, early on for his use of SMG and assault rifles, and people were like, hey, that's all you can use, but I mean, he uses them well, and he will make sure he puts himself in an advantageous position to take you down, but even if he has a battle rifle or a pistol, he's still going to dominate you. It's not like the guy can only use SMGs. There we have it. Those are the first two games. FAB taking Empire Strongholds 146, and then as we just saw, Eden Slayer going 50-35 in their favor. But now we move on to Coliseum Capture the Flag. Is there any shining light here for SoaR, do you think?
I mean, unless they happen to be a extremely strong Capture the Flag team, I'm really not sure if they can bring this one back based on what we've seen so far. It would be a different story if we saw them start to show some life in the end of Empire Strongholds or even in Eden Slayer, but it always felt like SoaR gets some sort of small little advantage. It carries them a little bit in the beginning of the match, and then it's just a FAB-y match from the rest of the game.
And it's a great story for SoaR, really. If we look back at the LATAM qualifiers, the fact that they didn't even take part in the qualification process for that, and they just turned up on the day, and they just slapped everyone around, took down all the top seeds. Not so different. It's not going to be the case here at the World Championships. They are struggling at the moment, but perhaps, as you said, maybe they're going to be a great Capture the Flag side.
Yeah, and one thing that's super interesting is actually the Latin American squad's coach, Lestat. I remember playing against him in 2007 or 2008 in Monterrey, Mexico. We had a qualifier back then, and it's just crazy and awesome to see how long players stay in this Halo scene for. So there's Lestat on your screen right now, helping the SoaR Gaming squad, trying to help them to get power weapons and hopefully help them organize pushes, because I think they've been lacking in that.
Yeah, I think organization is a big thing, and really just controlling those power weapons specifically. It's just been absolute control from FAB, and we've not seen SoaR been able to contest that, except game one when they had that early kind of push. It has all been FAB. They have been on top of it. They've had the rockets, they've had snipers, and if that happens again on Coliseum, this could be a very quick one.
Yeah, Coliseum's also one of those organized maps. Like, I feel like you could put together 4 really strong players on a map like Truth Capture the Flag, and you're going to see captures happen back-to-back. Like, they know how to run and work with almost anyone. Whereas maps like Fathom and Coliseum, it is organized captures. You have to block the right spawns. You have to know where the flag is running. And there are so many different routes you can take.
Organized captures, sometimes organized chaos, if it could be. Sniper rifle finally falling into 2Foxy's hands. Drift was trying to stop that happening, but he had to back off because the rest of his teammates have gone down. So FAB with early control yet again. Is Foxy going to be confident pushing in? He's going to hit shots. Yes, he can. Takes down Bullet. And that's a nice opening now for his team to push in and try and grab that flag. Jimbo also has rockets. So this is starting off hot for FAB. And is this going to be a bit of a showtime as Foxy hits another no-scope? Does manage to tag a body as well, just pushing into Cave there. Now, can FAB just counter this? Can they push in and grab this flag? They should be able to do this easily. And if 2Foxy puts himself in the situation as well, he should be able to spawn kill SoaR here.
Yeah, one thing that I'm noticing from FAB is they're doing a really good job of kind of slowly pushing her across the map and methodically grabbing those kills. However, I'm also a little concerned that it took them so long to push across the map. We saw 2Foxy get so many kills right there. Oh, I thought he was going to jump it off, and that was quite a unique play. I mean, clearly the player thought he was falling off the map, but in the end, he ended up giving Sniper over to, I forget if that was Munoz, it looked like. But either way, that was kind of a questionable play again from 2Foxy with Sniper.
Again, overconfidence, I think. He was reloading, he thought he might be able to hit the shot. He could have just tossed that sniper rifle off the map and it would have been a different story. Now we see SoaR actually pulling a flag here, and it just seemed like FAB, they had the chance to get in and start pushing. They weren't doing anything with it. Here we see the flag being run now from FAB though, so they have got the counter.
Yeah, that's the crazy situation too, is we saw how FAB, they had so many kills. They were probably outslaying SoaR Gaming by 5 or 6 kills at the beginning of that game and did not get a single flagpole. Whereas SoaR, they got 3 or so kills and instantly pulled that FAB flag across the map.
Yeah, SoaR do not want to wait around. Drift hitting some great shots with a sniper rifle, but it's not going to be enough as Jimbo puts the first flag in. Rockets have just come up as well, and Foxy, of course, they're in his hands. So once again, SoaR just can't get control of these power weapons off the spawn, and it should be enough for FAB to push in. We see 2 kills. They do go down. That's a 3rd for Foxy as well. Not sure if that was a triple or a double, but that is going to be enough for Jimbo to run this second flag. He's going to choose to run it sniper side as well, with the new sniper coming up. They have absolute control of the map. Can SoaR stop this one?
I don't think so. This one's too far across the map, already at Fountain. I don't know if anyone's in position. I think Drift is the closest player, and he's at bottom snipe. So there's the second capture for FAB Gaming. When I was questioning before their objective efficiency, they've instantly turned that around in the last minute and a half.
Yeah, they are not laying up now. They just want to put this one to bed. They want to finish this series, grab some food before they face stiffer competition later. As we do see Jimbo just trying to do what he can with the DMR. He's got grenades to work with as well. Foxy comes in to finish him off, and that'll be a sniper rifle as a reward for him. They try and move the flag, but they know it's not going anywhere, so no one is going to try and push in. Munoz is doing what he can to stop it, to try and get back into this game. I mean, can they get back into this game? They are trying to run a flag here, Dave.
I mean, it's a good position to run a flag, just because as soon as you start to get your flag out, like, if you haven't been able to outslay the other team, you want to go for those chaotic captures. You want to almost wait for someone from FAB to pull your flag, and then you pull the counter cap and hopefully win in that chaotic situation. That seems to be kind of a strategy amongst top American squads if they're getting outslayed heavily.
Look at that from Respectful as well. He's being shot in the back, and he just ducked and dived everywhere to manage to stay alive, pushed back up to Sniper. He left the flag, but now he comes back for it with full health. I don't think there's anyone in the base to stop it as well, so that's going to be the 3rd cap, and that is going to be the series for FAB. A nice, confident display from them. It's what we expected, is what they needed to do. Unfortunate for SoaR Gaming, but a great start from FAB.
Yeah, we expected that result. However, what we did not expect was that start on Empire Strongholds with SoaR coming out strong. So showing that they can show some life, that they're still a strong squad, but not quite up.